Hello everybody, it's Pineapple here, back with another video, and today I have created the funniest abomination you have ever seen, and that is branded Therion. And if you're wondering, why did I do this to myself? It's simple. I pulled a starlight mirrorjade at my sneak peek, and now I'm going to make use of as many stupid branded variants for the next probably 2 or 3 weeks of just creating dumb branded variants for content. So I hope you enjoy. This deck was actually really fun to play. I do recommend it. It's pretty cheap. You can build it. It's fun. I recommend it. So let's get into the card by card and enjoy. First up we have Therion Irregular. If you're unfamiliar, it can target up to 3 Therions in your grave, special summon itself, and then equip all 3, and you can discard an endless engine Argo system in order to pop every card your opponent controls, which actually does come up, and it feels amazing. And when it's equipped to a monster, you can special summon it and then equip the monster that it was equipped to Therion Irregular. This card's fantastic. It's your branded fusion target for Albaz to make Lubellion. It's great. So you can search him very easily. Next up we have Therion King Regulus. This is my boy. He's my other Starlight that I own. He's fucking fantastic. And he's the effect negate when he is either equipped to a card or he's on the field. You just pitch a Therion from hand or field. Unbelievable card. Lily Borea. Her effect allows her to send a Therion from hand or field and then search a spell trap. You're usually going to be either searching charge or cross. Cross is really good. It's just an extra negate or a banish. It's fantastic. We love cross. We then have Bull. We have one copy of Bull because Bull allows us to just pop things. He comes up sometimes. You pop a Therion you control and a card your opponent controls, so it's kind of like DPE except it doesn't recur itself. He's great. We then have Reaper. Reaper can quick effect bounce a Therion in your spell trap zone. And then a card your opponent controls. It's fantastic. Its effect is amazing, although its stat line is suboptimal and leaves something to desired. Next up, we have 3 copies of Aluber the Boober of Duber. Aluber the Boober of Duber is fantastic. He adds branded fusion. We then have our 2 Albaz because we have to play it for a Garnet. It's unfortunate, but we do. We then have 1 Springans Kid, who's a special summon for free. The reason we're playing this is so we can play the new fusion monster Rimbrum because it's a fantastic card if we draw a hard way to get to Lubellion and such. 2 Edgem Chain for the Patchwork package. 3 copies of Branded Fusion, which is basically Foolish Burial with extra steps. 3 copies of Endless Engine Argo System. It has you send a Therion card from your deck to the grave. And if it's in your grave, you can target a Therion card in your grave. If both are still in your grave, you can either add that card or this card from your graveyard to your hand and put the other on the bottom of your deck. And you can only use 1 effect and only 1 effect per turn. We then have 2 copies of Patchwork, 2 copies of Poly, and Therion Charge. It has you send a Therion, accept itself, or Endless Engine Argo System from your hand or face-up spell trap zone to the graveyard, and then you draw 2 cards, and you can only activate it once per turn. So it's kind of like Solar Recharge, except you have to. It's a once per turn, unfortunately. We then have Branded in Red for Chimera, triple branded opening so that we can get to Aluber more often and therefore get to Branded Fusion more often. 3 copies of Disc Coliseum to search Regulus and Lily Borea, or whichever Therion we need, as well as providing battle protection and dumping Therions as the cost of protecting them, as well as adding them back. It's fantastic. 1 Therion Cross, like I mentioned earlier. Whenever your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Therion, you can either banish the monster or negate the effect. And if you have Endless Engine Argo System in your graveyard, or at that activation, you can use both, and you can only use it once per turn. It's searchable with Lily Borea, so we only need to play 1. We then have triple Ash Blossom and 1 copy of Branded Lost. In the extra, we have 1 Guardian Chimera, double Mirrorjade, double Albion, 1 Quirtus, double Lubellion, double Masquerade, 1 Rimbrum, who, when a fusion exceeds or a link monster is effect or activated, you get to negate the effect, and then you can return 1 monster on the field to the hand, which is an unbelievable effect. And while it's in the graveyard, quick effect, you can target an Albaz in your graveyard and special summon it, and then banish another monster that you target, or Albaz, special summon it, and then banish the other. 1 Garura for super poly targets for the side deck, 2 copies of Gigantic Champion Sargus to help search, and 1 copy of Springans Explorer in the event that we only draw Therions because they're all level 8. So with that, let's hop into some gameplay. So for our first match, we are playing up against Sidra. We'll start with Disc. We'll add, of course, Regulus. And from here, we will fire Charge. We'll pitch Endless Argo System. And we'll draw into this copy of Opening as well as our Aqua. We'll pitch Aqua, and then we will Regulus equip to protect our Branded Fusion after specialing a Luber. We'll fire Patchwork, grab ourselves Edgimp and Poly. We will then make, of course, Lubellion. We'll go into mirrorjade. We'll dump Irregular, and we will put back this copy of Charge back into our hand. We'll fire Poly for Masquerade, trigger Edgimp, and grab ourselves another copy of Patchwork. We'll then pass back to our opponent because this hand is kind of nasty. They'll draw for turn, and they'll start with this Coliseum, and they'll grab themselves a copy of Regulus as well. And from here, they will fire a copy of Clockwork Knights, and we don't want that. We'll banish this copy of Natchester because we don't want them to contact fuse away our Mirrorjade. And they will pass back to us, and in the end phase, we will grab ourselves another copy of Branded Fusion off this Albion, and we'll draw for turn. It's another copy of Disc Coliseum, so we'll fire it, grab another Reg. We'll fire here a copy of Charge, draw a card, draw 2, and then summon out this copy of Regulus. We'll grab Lilyboria, full Lilyboria, special out, and we'll just make another Masquerade and get in for a ridiculously amount more than lethal. So if you're noticing a pattern, the Therions are really good for damage, and they're really good at just, like, once they get going, they can't really be stopped. So with that, let's go to our second game. So, for our second match, we are playing up against Magisus. I have no idea what these cards do, but they're just going to go through some plays. They'll grab Crowley, pitch Perform Ball Damage Jugular, grab out Zora, equip Artemis. They'll grab Magisus Vera, which I believe is like a Witchcrafter card, right? She becomes don't ask me. They'll just go through some plays to end on their guy who prevents us from activating the effects of, the cards that are the same type that are equipped to it, so we can't activate Link or Fusions. Those special Ivas, I can't pronounce his name, and if he can equip to one of our guys and then Snatch Steal it, which is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. We'll start with Cross to draw 2 more, and we'll draw into this copy of Disco. We'll Disco for Reg, we'll equip Reg. They'll Veiler our Reg, we'll just negate the Reg, pitching Lilyboria, and then they'll take our Reg, but we'll use a regular to equip our Reg to ourselves, and then just go off. We'll pitch Endless Argo System to destroy their whole field, normal Aluber, and grab ourselves a copy of Branded Fusion. We'll fire Lilyboria, and our opponent will concede. So, if you don't notice how we made use of our equip cards incredibly well to just beat out everything that they did and had, I don't know what you were watching. But, if you've noticed how the utility of Irregular and how just dynamic of a card it is, it's unbelievable. And this match was really fun to play, simply just because I was like, oh, I outplayed my opponent. And that's something that you get with Irregular, especially when you get to Endless Engine Argo System them for their whole board. So with that, let's hop into our final replay of the day. So our last match is up against almost nobody's favorite nostalgia bait, Gaia. We'll start with a Luber. We'll grab ourselves Branded Fusion. Unfortunately, we've drawn one of our Alvaz, which sucks. We'll dump Irregular and make Lubellion. We'll pitch another copy of Aluber and make Mirrorjade. We'll use Bolt to equip onto Irregular. We'll summon out Irregular, clear, and equip Bolt. We'll set this copy of Branded Red and pass back to our opponent. We have Guardian Chimera online, but they'll start with Lightning Storm, which is really frustrating, so we'll just make Masquerade and hope they aren't doing anything. They'll go Gateway of Chaos for Gaia, the Magical Knight. They'll normal their Gaia. And they'll pay 600 to special out Curse of Dragon, the Cursed Dragon, and then they'll grab Spiral Fusion off this Cursed Dragon. And continuing to pay life points, they'll make Curse of Dragon, the Magical Knight, and then add back Spiral Fusion, and then make their big guy. We'll banish it, and since it has to reduce its attack in order to destroy our Mirrorjade, it doesn't resolve. They'll go into battle, walk over our Masquerade, pop our Irregular, and set 1 and pass back. We'll add Branded Lost off Albion, draw for turn, and they will concede. So I know this isn't the most competitive matchup by any means, but I just wanted to showcase just how even when you draw a suboptimal hand, just one Therion plus Branded Fusion is just a little nice. It's a little nice. It feels pretty good to resolve. I really like the synergy where you can dump Irregular off of Branded Fusion. It just feels really good. Any Therion can become Irregular, Yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to be cooking up some more terrible branded variants in the coming days and weeks just to get some use out of this mirrorjade. And if you want to see the photo, it's on my Twitter, which I will link in the description. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.